If you thought for any reason she might be playing a character or is faking any dramatic acts for clicks on stream, I'm here to tell you that it's so much worse than you can imagine behind the scenes.
Kamara, what the f are you doing? Hold the stream like this. No, walk. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Walk. 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 Oh, sorry.
A lot of these creators, they're not good people. They're not people who want to help you. I don't care how willy-nilly or how nice they come across the camera. A lot of these people, it's a business at the end of the day, and they're only out for themselves and their brands and their image.
So here we have a video on working for content creators is a scam. A lot of people think it's a scam because one, some content creators don't pay at all, pay that much, and they want you to work for free or they want to overwork you. So a lot of people have different opinions, but we're gonna get some opinions from people who actually work for content creators. So let's go get straight to the video, see what's going on.
I started working for Nina last year, and since then, she's gone from one of the fastest growing streamers on the platform to one of the most hated. If you thought for any reason she might be playing a character or is faking any dramatic acts for clicks on stream, I'm here to tell you that it's so much worse than you can imagine behind the scenes.
Kamara, what the f are you doing? Hold the stream like this. No, walk. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Walk. 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 Oh, sorry.
A lot of these creators, they're not good people. They're not people who want to help you. I don't care how willy-nilly or how nice they come across the camera. A lot of these people, it's a business at the end of the day, and they're only out for themselves and their brands and their image.
I think in like 2018, the term creator economy was coined, meaning that there was now enough money into the space that people were having to hire editors and thumbnail makers and all these other things as a support system in order to make the content go. But I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. Behind the scenes, content creator economy, the employees, the staff, is mostly a Wild West situation. Most of these people are young people employing their friends, family members, or some Discord mod to do some sort of big project with them. And then one day they blow up and the stakes raise, but that doesn't mean anybody knows a lick about any sort of professionalism. There's been this pattern that I'm seeing recently of streamers, content creators, TikTokers, or whoever getting ousted and doing insane things behind closed doors to the people that help support them in their journeys and endeavors. And though it is not always the case, content creators can be some of the worst people to work with. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. My editor is begging for at least one day off. The only way that that can happen is if we get more subscriptions, more views, more eyeballs on the platform, so that, you know, maybe one day we can have just a day away from these daily uploads. Trust me, ankle, I'm drowning too, buddy. Now, back into the video. This video isn't necessarily about one creator. It's about this pattern that I'm seeing. But I think we have to understand the foundation of what's going on.
I mean, honestly, you can just see how other people treat other people, like the Nina Lynn situation with trying to pull that little boy pants down and stuff like that, and he was a cameraman.
What's going on?
Oh, now they got it.
Take all this off. Take it off. Hey, yo, cut the cameras, cut the cameras. Yo, cut the cameras, bro. Zo, do your shit. Let me get my Louis Vuitton scarf. Hold on, bitch.
I mean, you could just genuinely see how they treat other people. I mean, the thing is, and the good thing about streaming, you know, is that, like, people can't hide their personality. Like, no matter how many times, like 30 days out of the week, you IRL stream or you stream online or whatever, your personality always gonna show. You can't hide that. You can't edit it out of a video. Your personality is gonna show. So if you're a narcissist, or your head is in your ass, you're stuck up, you treat people less than because you make more money than them, and I think that's one of the things that you cannot hide, because, you know, eventually the things that's in the dark gonna come to light, honestly, and that's how I see it.
And how we even got here to really understand the madness that we see today. Most content creators didn't start off as business owners. They were people who most likely consumed social media and wanted to attempt it. Maybe not even in the hopes that they would become some sort of big or famous person, but truly, this is just what everybody's doing. There's no team, there's no responsibility, there's no structure, but now there's editors, there's thumbnail makers, there's people who write scripts, there's cameramen, there's agents. People are starting to rely on this income that is built off the back of one person, maybe two people if there's like like a group channel type situation. And this is where things fall apart. The content, the views, the audience, the eyes grow, but the professionalism never really does. Recently, content creator OneCloud9 got called out by his ex-editor Alex. Now, because I do have / had a relationship with both parties involved, this is a very, very interesting topic. With that being said, I feel like I can really be unbiased in this situation as Alex drops a video, OneCloud's ex-editor, detailing about how he initially started working with this content creator who was his friend IRL under this handshake agreement.
Here's where like I first should have realized that, like, you know, I should have had a contract, because mind you, know, we did all of this work despite making so much money and gaining so much views off of it and all of these videos doing so well. I was doing all this under the table, you know. He didn't give me a contract to sign or nothing like that. So to be paid, there wasn't a system for me to be paid. Like, you'll ask him to be paid and then he'll just ignore you for like 12 hours or like a day. Mind you, people that work for Cloud, since he's a business, people like have to pay their bills and like rent and all these other things because this is their job. And Cloud will purposely like drag his feet to not pay people because it's like an ego thing. Like, just because he knows he can and he feels good knowing that people asking him for money, you know what I mean? And he'll either ignore you, be like, I got you, or he'll be like, oh, I gotta get the money situated. But you'll see him like go live on Twitch and just start like laughing, frolicking, or you'll see him like on Instagram just chilling or playing the game. But he won't pay you until he feels he's ready to pay you.
He goes in depth and detail about how he had to chase payments, and after falling out with OneCloud over some trips to Miami and stuff like that, he decided that once it was time to work back with him after OneCloud reached out, that it was time to get on contract. He couldn't agree on the terms of the contract with the manager, and then ultimately the relationship ends pretty messy, if I do say so myself. Now, the reason why this matters is because you'll notice throughout the video that content creators aren't structured people. For the most part, these are kids, like young adults who have just started into this lane. Some of them don't have jobs, have never had jobs. If they do have some sort of job, it's something in fast food or retail on a small scale, and then they jump into the content creation lane. They don't know anything.
I went to college just for like business, you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of this stuff I know, and for some people, they don't really know business. Some people can't even keep their finances in track. Like, they can't even keep their finances on track or either stay to like a budget. If they can't even manage their own money, why do you think they're gonna pay you? Or either why have you given somebody a product and not receiving the payment first? Like, if they do it to you one time, my dude, they're gonna do it again.
It's an evil world we live in.
Need a lawsuit one time against them, suing them for some money or whatever, and I bet they'll stay on track then. I bet they won't finesse another person then.
Business, they don't know anything about taxes, lawyers, contracts, direct deposits. They don't know how to do these things or how to set up these things. And for the most part, a lot of these things—
I did not watch this video, and it's crazy that he said that. I did not watch this video.
Are expensive and an afterthought when you're running your own one-man show. So a lot of these situations that I'm going to talk about down in the comment section, I know people are going to say, well, if they just did this from a structure perspective, put this system in place, that system in place, the third and the fourth, it's not that simple. And ultimately, the reason why OneCloud's situation with his editor failed is because it was a no structure environment that ended with a failed structure. How many times do I say structure? Somebody put a structure counter down below. OneCloud9 responds to all of these allegations, giving heavy pushback. I do want to cover both videos in length, so I'll probably do that tonight on stream on YouTube. Please, if you're watching this video, tap the button, click into the stream. Only after you finish watching the video, though. Watch the video first. He pushes back on the payment conversation, saying that, you know, it's not about not paying him, but more so timing and communication. Maybe you got paid a day late, maybe a couple hours late. But especially in these types of environments, not a direct deposit situation where the check hits your account at exactly 2:30 a.m. You're still waiting for a content creator who is probably taking hours to record a video, make a thumbnail, do a bunch of other stuff to then pay you, which would also make it make sense as to why there was communication issues. Busy guy, lack of communication. I'm gonna be honest with you. If he was communicating fast, he probably is somebody who needs to, you know, ramp up his work life. And maybe that's just a negative way of thinking, but hey, the communication issues were ultimately there, but they were justified, at least by OneCloud's tale of him being busy. But they were still happening nonetheless. As far as the pushback on the contractual obligations and things go, OneCloud9 claims that there was a bunch of back and forth and, you know, different things being said, a he said, she said game about the details of said contract. But what's mostly important here is that there was a verbal agreement, never anything that was concrete. And as we know, verbal agreements are he say, she say at best. You said one thing, I said another thing. It goes into this back and forth that ultimately ends ends up in them both not agreeing to any sort of contract, paying the amount of money owed, and then just ending ties with each other, ultimately ending a friendship as well. But this is probably the importance of putting something down on paper, making sure that everybody is aware of what's going on at all times. Now, the reason why this situation matters is because even though both sides explained the situation as best as possible, there's some core issues that are still there, which we'll see are continuous themes across content creators. There's no contract from the start. There's slow communication. There's verbal agreements that are unclear. There's this muddying of the waters in the relationship dynamic, friends turning into business associates, which we know doesn't always work out the best. And there's just a lack of professionalism from the top to bottom. Hell, even in their attempts of being more professional, I do feel as though it was hard to start the professional arc if the structure wasn't there from the beginning. So it's not just about who's right and who's wrong. I'll get into that on the stream, but it's more so about how fragile these working relationships are. That's why your parents put you in sports or in clubs. When you have teenagers with no real professional background or no real structure, things are bound to fall apart. Now, for what it's worth, I feel like this was probably the most tame instance of videos that I've seen about content creators having issues with their employees. The Nina Lynn situation is one that took the cake for me, and it really exposed how nasty the content creator economy can really be.
Nina would appear on Juicy's Could Have Been Love shortly after this era, and her first couple streams would consist of her and the Could Have Been Love cast reacting to the episodes. I would end up posting the first reaction and it would immediately start taking off. At this time, I was running live channels for Jimmy, Arky, and Nina all at the same time, but the fact that these videos are blowing up so soon showed that the potential was unreal. But yeah, I would keep posting from here on out, and eventually, from these first few videos, the channel was already eligible for monetization. This was the first red flag, and as you'll see along this story, I ignored so many red flags. The red flag in this case was the fact that I think it literally took over a month for her to even get around to monetizing the channel. I would make group chats with her and Jimmy for her to go completely ghost in them, and she couldn't respond because she has ADHD or something. I don't know. But Jimmy would try his best to help me along this journey to get it monetized, and would ask Nina a few times for her to put in her details, which is so crazy because she's literally the one missing out on a ton of money. Like, it's not just me. But anyways, the channel got monetized. And for some reason, I trusted that the payment would just work out at the time, since I didn't really know any past controversies from her. And because I knew some of the people around her at the time who I trusted, and obviously they didn't know either.
Nina Lynn would be exposed by her channel manager / editor for lack of payment and lack of professionalism and lack of communication from Nina Lynn's end. What she did to him to really hammer home the point that she doesn't give a fuck about him will really put the icing on the cake in this whole situation. But ultimately, just like in the One Cloud situation, from the beginning of this, it was a red flag recipe of disaster when there wasn't much structure at the top of the situation, which led to the bottoming out. Nina Lynn's channel manager would get this job based off of recommendation. It used to not be a LinkedIn / Indeed for content creators out.
I think that's also the thing too, and that's how like good people end up being finessed, because I think that like once you see somebody that's like famous, they seem like a reputable person because they have a little bit of clout on them. It's the reason why like big brands or whatever stuff like that do contracts, because guess what? You go through these things, and especially like say like if you were doing a brand deal with like Nina Lynn, and Nina Lynn was like, oh, I didn't receive any payment from you, but the whole time she got payment and then you got the receipt for it. Guess what? You can show that she's a liar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
But when you just say, oh, your buddy friends, you know, oh, she's my friend, or I know people around her, so she must be a good person, or you listening to the people around her, that's like, man, she gonna pay you, bruh. Just do it, bruh. She gonna pay you. And then she don't pay you. Now you feeling finessed by the friend and her. And I'm not gonna sit here and blame the person by doing stuff out the kindness of their heart and expect the payment, because, you know, I think you should pay them. I don't think you should be finessing people. Pay them what they worth. Pay them their time. If they gave you a set amount and you agree to it, pay them.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Regardless of what. And people be out here making good ass money and don't want to pay people. I don't understand this shit. You can sit here and make $100,000, $50,000, $25,000 a month. You don't want to pay somebody $500 on time. That shit is ridiculous to me. Make sure you check out my latest video about the Island Boys. He got butthurt over a girl calling him basically gay because he kissed his brother. And make sure you check out this video Make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and I'm out. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you go check out my Twitch, and also watch my recent video, which will be right here. And make sure you hit the subscribe button right here. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.